Okay, guys, let's talk. Here we go. Because, some of you may be pissed, some of you may be unpissed, some of you may be happy, sad, mad. Let's see what you think. But before I jump to the chat, I want to talk to you for a second and give me like 30 seconds. Let my head process. I was going to flip to my front screen, but I think I'm ready to talk anyway. Busy? Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I told you guys on Twitter, I told you guys here, we would do an initial conversation and I'd ask some key questions. I do have issues right now that I think about it. You gotta, I hope none of you ever expect me to troll anyone or flip on anyone or scream on anyone or anything like that. I wouldn't. If Corsi himself was sitting here, I would ask him questions the same way I did Pamphlet. From what I think, and I need to talk to Pamphlet, I'm going to talk to Pamphlet in a couple days. I didn't think about it at the time. It wouldn't have helped for me to necessarily push further. So one thing I realized when I was asking Pamphlet about 8chan was either I don't know enough about 8chan or he may not know. I took it as Pamphlet was, and I don't know. You tell me when I pull the chat up in just a minute, and I'll let you know before I do so you can type unirock 2 and I can read what you say, all that good stuff, you know how it goes. I looked at it when I went in, like Pamphlet was one of those people that were sitting on the 8chan board looking at the code, making the decision on those key decisions that involve QAnon, okay, like CBTS. I think I could have been wrong in saying that. Now, I knew that could be a possibility because it's one of two things. There is a group of people, in my opinion, that either are facilitating the boards for Q, where Q posts, or Q is doing it himself. That's Q being a group of people or an individual. In my head, I thought that Pamphlet was a part of those original bakers who've been sitting there the whole time, facilitating Q posts. But then again, I've still got a lot of questions now. The main question is that a good enough explanation when it comes to IP addresses, this management board? That's what I need to find out. I need to go back to 8chan, make my own board, a unirock board. Let's do it. Time is it? Do it tonight. It's easy to do. I've done it before. We got time. So tonight, let's go to 8 after I talk to you, after we figure out, and give me, look, anything you bring up, I'm going to take back and talk to him again. I can't just make all decisions and designations off of one initial conversation. I can't do it. Not when we've got 6 months worth of junk to bring up. I think out of everything I could have asked Pamphlet, I think I asked him all the right questions. I think it's time to meditate on it and check 8chan and see, and then get me and Pamphlet one-on-one, or Pamphlet and his wife. If he wants her to be there, that's fine. But me and Pamphlet one-on-one, maybe he'll come here. Because I just went there in a way. He had me into Zoom. He had me pulled there. I might have been live here. But I need Pamphlet to come here. We need to sit down and talk about 8chan. That's where my problems come from. There has to be a group that is assimilating the disinformation about how Q posts, where he posts, and how this works. Because I'm sorry to say it, I still think that Corsi is involved with the original bakers in a way. You get where I'm coming from? Everything I've said about Corsi facilitating through a group of people to have some hand in the cookie jar when it comes to Q posts, I still feel that way in my gut, okay? I still do. Anyway, let's bring up your questions. I'm going to think while I talk to you, and maybe I got my pad up. We're going to refill it with things, with points to, we need to research out some of the stuff we just talked about. I think the most telling thing is going to be how we find out that works. That thing about 8chan's management and how trips are. Mo TV? I don't want to say it wrong. Mo T1V. Thanks, bro. Honestly. My thing is we need to figure out the 8chan thing because I think that's where a lot of this is coming from. But I'm going to say this. I thought, and I asked him, if he had, the way Pamphlet represented it, he's not inside of a group of people who are facilitating these posts on the chans. It sounds like he's getting his information from somewhere. He kind of said where. Let's talk about it. Here we go. Go to the big board. Let's do it. Whoa. Otto says he was on Alex Jones and then CBTS took off. Rob Dew interviewed him. That's why I think Alex Jones had something to do with it. Of course he works for Alex Jones. Otto, trust me, bro. Don't, look, some of you may have had some type of, preconceived notion that I'm going to flip on somebody, and I said this before, but I want to go into detail with it. I don't operate that way. I'm not a mean person. I don't think I'd get anything done if I would have went in there and was an angry person, saying mean things. I really thought I facilitated these questions to get the information I needed, okay? And I think I did. And I didn't do it by subverting Pamphlet. I wasn't going to. I'm not a deceitful person. I'm not going to deceive him. I asked it straight out. What his connection was with 8chan, what his connection was with the money from Corsi. I just hope Pamphlet's being honest. I think, I have to know what you think. Now, I know that Pamphlet was there when they went to InfoWars. Who else was there? Because there is a group that's facilitating this communication. There is a group that's facilitating the Q thing on 8chan. Because let's say Corsi's lying when he did the Code Monkey post. Let's say Corsi completely lies when he does this Code Monkey post saying Q and Code Monkey are in bed together and they're compromised and blah, blah, blah. Even if Corsi's lying about being able to pull a Q out and put another Q in my opinion, somebody would know. Maybe it's not Pamphlet. Maybe it is. I hope he knows. I think he's going to find out he can trust me. I think he'll think about it tonight. I hope that maybe Pamphlet will make a decision like, you know what? It seems like Uni's out for full transparency on how everything happened there, and that's where I'm aiming to go here. That's where we're aiming to go with talking to CBTS. Full transparency on how everything happened and why we were given the information we were given, especially some of the information that doesn't make sense. And yeah, I could have went heavier on the 8chan inner workings, but is it true or not? We need to know first. I don't want to look like a fucking asshole. He gave the thing about there's a board. When you log into 8chan, there is information you can get to see if one person posting with a trip. This is the thing. I would know. The only thing I know is I don't even, so when I did my board, I just did boards with anonymous shit happening. I didn't know how to I know how to make a trip and how to, you log in with the name of the trip, a £, and the password, and then you type your post and it puts the post out. But I didn't do that on my board. That's what we have to do because we then have to go see if they're really, what kind of data can we pull from 8chan that would track someone else or not. That's the next step. Finding that out, then going back and talking to Pamphlet and saying, look, we can either now confirm or verify that we don't have this information that was put out that says that this could be verified. Why was that said if it's not true? That's where I'm at with the 8chan thing. Save the 8chan thing, take the whole 8chan conversation out, inner workings of 8chan. I think we got our answers on a lot of other things. I don't think, though, that Pamphlet, and look, Pamphlet, if you hear this, I'm not being a dick, bro. I'm just thinking after I talk to you. I do think there's probably some things that happened there that should come to light. Maybe by me talking to Pamphlet a couple times, we'll see. We'll see. We'll find out. That's what'll happen. Let's get to the live chat. We'll pull up Pamphlet's interview on Alex Jones and see exactly what he said, because that's exactly what yeah, Maddie. Exactly. Okay.